Hi, BonBonB here. It's time for my first Cities Skylines 2 mod tutorial, and what better to lead with than the king of all mods, Move It. The mod that allows you to accurately hand position trees, props, decals, buildings, services, nodes and segment curves. This essential sandbox mod was first introduced into Cities Skylines 1 by legendary modder SamSamTS. Since when it has been maintained and further modified by numerous other creators, not least the current host, Cuboid, who is also responsible for the mod in Cities Skylines 2. Today's tutorial was written on the 25th of July 2024 and is for the PC version 0.4.3 of the mod. As the mod is further developed, or as the base game is patched, some aspects of this tutorial may become obsolete, but I will try to record updates as and when they are required. Most of the information in this video is already contained on the subscription page, but we all know that people don't read things anymore, and if that includes you, welcome to the channel. Might I recommend you hit the subscribe button. When you start a new game with Move It installed, you'll see this new icon in the bottom right of your taskbar. If you like buttons, clicking on this will open the mod. If you prefer a hotkey, try pressing M, though you may need to unbind this in your vanilla settings first. Once you have the mod open, you can select the individual nodes or building base plates by simply left clicking on them, then clicking and dragging to move. You can add or remove nodes to your selection using the shift click, and right click to clear all the selected control points at once. The other way of making a selection is using the marquee mode by either clicking here or using the Ctrl M hotkey combination. Once selected, simply click and drag to select. Unwanted items can be removed individually as before using shift click. You can move the entire selection by clicking and dragging any of the individual nodes or buildings. You can also raise or drop items using the page up and page down buttons. If these don't work, try using the numpad 9 and 3 keys instead. In addition, you can freely rotate the selection by right click dragging and rotating in 45-degree increments with an alt right click drag. Perfect for grid placement rotation. If you came from Cities Skylines 1, then you're probably aware of all of this already. However, there is a new mechanic to master, that being manipulation. This is very similar to that of the original game's mod, but requires a click of the manipulation button first. Alternatively, you could alt click on the manipulable object, or use the hotkey combination Alt M. Currently, only network segments are manipulable, but you can be sure that the mod team are working on extra features even while you watch this. I, for one, can't wait to find out. A segment is a stretch of road, rail or other network between two node control points. Activating manipulation mode will give you access to the control points on network segments. Unlike in the original game, each segment has 2 control points, giving you extra control over the shape of the segment. If you have a curved segment and want it perfectly straight, select a segment control point, move it around 1/3 of the distance between the 2 nodes, and then hold Alt T to snap. You'll want to do this on both ends. Note that segment control points can be manipulated in all 3 dimensions, again using the page up and page down buttons. Be aware that extreme manipulation of segments can break pathfinding and make routing impossible for the game engine, so be sure to test any crazy layouts before relying on them. You'll also notice that extreme manipulation can cause visual glitching, as you would expect from extremely manipulating anything, so be warned. To leave manipulation mode, hotkey Alt M again, or click the toolbar button. You'll be pleased to hear that Move It supports both undo and redo functions. Press Ctrl Z to undo any previous actions, and Ctrl-Shift-Z to redo if you need to undo any of your undoings, so to speak. There are also a few settings to be found by hitting the gear button to open the pause menu, then choosing options, and then move it. Here you can invert the rotation if your current setting feels unintuitive, check debugging to help the modders fix any issues, and update hotkeys to your own personal preferences. And that's all there is to know about Move It at this moment in its development. To keep up to date with any major changes, make sure you subscribe to this channel and have liked the video too. A big shout out to all the BonBonB buddies on Patreon and YouTube membership. Without your support, this video probably wouldn't have happened. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking and for subscribing. I've been BonBonB and you've been very, very welcome.